So it seems a couple of times I've heard His Holiness the Dalai Lama talk about how the 20th century was really a tremendous century of violence, that's the legacy of that 100 years, and setting kind of an intention, I think, of hoping the 21st century will be one of compassion, a century whereby we abandon our old-fashioned violent ways and choose a path that is more loving, more compassionate, and more cooperative among all people. So yesterday was Thanksgiving Day, and I went down in the morning to participate in an interfaith service in Spokane that was held at the Episcopal Cathedral in the city of Spokane, and the theme of the day was compassion, which was really wonderful. It was very cool to spend just an hour and a half service on Thanksgiving with people of different faith traditions all coming together with the intention of celebrating compassion. So as a part of our time together, we talked about imagining how it would be if on a Thanksgiving Day everybody in the United States of America spent an hour in the morning focusing on compassion as the basis for our reflection on Thanksgiving, which just led me to think about how we say this prayer so much, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and its causes. How wonderful it would be if they were free from suffering and its causes. So we create that imagination, imagining that image over and over again if we stop and think about it. And how uplifting it is to even imagine. And then we make the prayer, may they have these? I will cause them to have these. Guru Buddha, Guru Deity, please inspire me to be able to do so. So I was just reading again a quote from His Holiness that he says, it's so important that we realize that our thoughts matter. Our actions matter. So that when we imagine all beings everywhere engaging in compassion or cultivating the art of compassion in their heart, it has an impact on the universe. One of the speakers yesterday was the minister from the Unity Church, who's become a friend of the Abbey. Venerable Children just spoke at the Unity Church in Spokane. And she introduced something that Venerable Children has mentioned on BBC before, but I wanted to bring up again. It's called the Charter of Compassion. Karen Armstrong is a former nun and a well-known and kind of revolutionary religious thinker in the world today. She's the force behind this. She pulled together, again, people from all faith traditions to create a document that really makes a commitment to living in a compassionate way with the hopes of creating a nonviolent world. So they have a website that is quite detailed about their process, and they're inviting people's stories of compassion. They're trying to make a compassion community online, and they're inviting people to go on and sign this Charter for Compassion, which means that you commit to enacting these principles, and they're principles that we are very familiar with. So I don't think anybody would have trouble signing it. On New Year's Day, I think, is the day that they're going to send it to 5 world leaders with as many signatures as possible. So now I looked on the site just now, there's like 22,200 signatures, and they're wanting to spread the word and share that with everybody. So on the one hand, sometimes I've seen these things about this movement for compassion and that movement for compassion, and I think, gosh, are we trivializing? Are we bringing this beautiful, what His Holiness calls the supreme emotion, are we bringing this into the pop culture? And is there a danger of trivializing this? That's my cynical mind. The part of me that got touched yesterday in this interfaith service recalls that regardless, when people come together with that intention, with a wish to diminish our own propensity for violence, our own propensities for anger, and we make this kind of commitment to enact the values that we really do deeply believe in towards love and compassion, it makes our world a better place. So whether our world is our little monastery community, or whether it's the community of Spokane, or whether it's the United States of America, or it's the whole world, whatever we're thinking in that moment, or beyond the whole world, keeping that motivation in mind is so important for all of us. So I just wanted to share this Charter of Compassion, urge people to go online and sign it and check it out, and just be part of that community, because it's multi-faith, multicultural, global. Great names have already signed it. Bob Thurman, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Desmond Tutu. I mean, we'll be in good company. But it's also a great way to spend Thanksgiving weekend, just to think about that. So, thank you.